Hey, I had to let him go, Pierre. I know you, man.
You a hater. Why you a hater, nigga? You a hater. Yeah. Motherfucker, y'all, four y'all, that was the longest goodbye I heard. All right, bud. All right, bud. Hey, bud. All right, bud. Next time you come out here, bud. Fuck out of here.
Is there a lights out policy over at the house?
Damn. Hey.
He turned the lights off so we can see him.
Yeah,
hell no. Hell no.
He turned the lights off so we can see him. Hey, yo, how was the night?
I enjoyed it, man. Well, to the end, but I enjoyed the whole situation, coming there, man. I got a lot of love. I don't know if people follow my podcast too, so that was sweet. But I saw some celebrities up in there I hollered at that I know. But it was a good situation, man. I appreciate the ticket was on time. I ain't had to go through no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what they talking about. I don't know where them tickets at. Wasn't none of that bullshit because I was in line with a whole bunch of niggas who was loving me. Let me take the N-word away. I see the two people next to you. Dudes, I saw two dudes in line.
Hey, you good. Hey,
man, nigga, please, man. Nigga,
I
I've heard the word before, Pierre.
Pierre, I turned around.
You said it. I mean, of course, you said it before at home.
Were you sitting by Pierre?
Yeah, Pierre was right behind me.
Right.
Oh, yeah, had a better seat?
Oh, yeah.
Pierre,
well, clout moves up. You know what's funny? I was walking down the steps. And Charles Oakley was there. Y'all saw Charles Oakley?
Yeah, I seen him. I was like, damn, Charles, all the way in the nose.
I know. No. So hold on. So I said, man, I hope you ain't I said, just joking. I said, I hope you ain't upset tonight. Joke because he got kicked out the last time he was. He was like, he looked at me with a stern face. So why would I be upset? I was like, you know what, bro? I'm a comedian. I'll talk to you later. I come on, walk. Fucking crazy ass.
Does that get you a pass? Like if you say something, then you like, I'm a comedian. Like, does that stop somebody from smashing you?
Well, I didn't know because sometimes people recognize me, it gives you a pass. It's like, all right, he's just being funny. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't just a stranger, so it was cool. But I felt his vibe, and I didn't like the vibe, so I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, you remember the last fight you went to?
The last fight I went to?
Yeah.
What the last fight I went to? Damn, let me think. It's
been a couple years probably then, huh?
Yeah, but hold on. Who was the last fight I went to? I went to something. I went to. It had to be in L.A. In L.A., I went to a couple fights in L.A. at the, at the Staples Center. At the Staples Center, I can't remember who the last fight I was at.
Was it Shawn and Spence?
No, hold on.
Fury Wilder.
I saw you at Ugas. And then I saw what's the guy who's like a lightweight with colorful hair and shit?
Colbert, Chris Colbert.
Colbert. I saw Colbert at in Carson too. That was the last one. The Colbert was because I ran into Akon and asked to do my podcast. He actually did my podcast too. So that was the last one. The Colbert one was the last one.
That's crazy. You never asked us to do your podcast.
I know, and there's a reason why. So, yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. I respect it.
Yeah, but I've asked Shawn though. You see how?
Okay, Shawn? Damn. Look, light skinned niggas.
In fact, me and Shawn got a whole.
Here we go.
About an hour. We got an hour discussion one time. We were someplace and we was in a room. We had a nice long discussion, man. Which was I'm gonna put that up. I think it was a dope discussion.
And we were talking, and he was like, "Hold on, man. Let me go get my camera because this is some good shit."
Hell yeah, man. I ask you all kind of questions. Like I've always wondered, has anybody ever peed on themselves in the ring? You know what I'm saying? Because you talk about water.
Six Heads Lewis.
This is what he did. This is
remember Six Heads Lewis?
No.
He did Six Heads Lewis peed on himself? Oh shit.
No, he almost shit himself, so he stopped the fight so he go take a shit.
The old Pierre?
Against Mayorga.
Wow.
I think I remember that. Wow.
Yep.
I never been in a boxing ring, but when Shawn got dropped the first time, I almost put it on myself. I caught myself, so I couldn't jump up.
Did you say you almost?
Well, we all appreciate that around you.
Yeah, I was like, I got
to. I've thought about that before, though. About like if you really like, you watch the ring, and you're like, damn, I gotta go to the bathroom. There's no turning back at that point.
Yeah,
right.
Wait, there was a question I had to ask Pierre from last time.
Go ahead.
All right.
Pierre, man, who had hands at death row? Could Tupac fight? Could Dre, Snoop, Suge? I mean, who could actually fight, not just rap?
Well, I don't know the security, but out of all the people you just mentioned, none of them. Nah, one of them. Nah,
you sure
one
you
of them.
Say that? You gonna say that?
Yeah, I mean, he asked the question. Would you? I'm on Team Porter. I got my back. Okay, I got my back.
Nigga, we not fighting with you.
Okay. Well, we got Team Porter who fights. Okay, how about that?
He's retired.
Yeah, he retired. He old now.
Well, don't worry. He'll come out of retirement with some fists start flying. He ain't forgot that. But no, but none of them really, none of them really had hands. A lot of you ain't got hands. You know, come on. A lot of you can't even stand fighting right. You know, look at a basketball player. They're the worst fighters. Basketball players, they fight like girls, like windmills and shit. And everybody tries to lean way back and throw a punch at the same time.
Except
like, come
Chris
on, man.
RRP Kobe Bryant got two-pieced.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But I ain't never seen nobody get dropped, though, except years ago.
Rudy Tomjanovich?
Who?
Rudy Tomjanovich.
Yeah. He's the only one who got dropped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, his whole face broken.
Yeah, he got
his face broken.
Yeah. And then I think I asked you, Shawn, you know, had there been fear going into a ring? You know what I'm saying? Because people ask me about doing stand-up comedy. Like, I'm not afraid because also it's not a violent sport. But when I go on stage, I am nervous, but I'm not afraid. And I
wasn't even nervous for this fight or anxious or anything like that. And I actually have never really been nervous or anxious for any of my fights.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
That's true. Yeah. Please.
But what gets you? Because see, my nervousness gives me the energy that I need to come out there and hit hard. You know what I'm saying?
I think my confidence gives me like the energy I need to kind of do what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talking about more so like butterflies, Pierre?
Well, butterflies.
Any type of anxiousness. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've not had any of that in any of my fights. When me and Bud went to the center of the ring, it was like it's almost that time. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It was like it literally boxing, I guess, has been like punching the clock for me. You know how you punch a clock, you just like, all right, when it's over, it's over. Yeah.
Right.
Really,
well,
you know what I mean?
Let me ask you something. In the first round or two, did you do a filling out process? Do you do filling out process, or you just go for what you think you already have a plan? Like, I have this plan. Ain't no
I remember
out.
This fight, he came out orthodox, and we prepared for him to fight southpaw majority of the fight, and so I was wondering, hey, are you gonna start this fight orthodox or southpaw? And then nah, I mean it's kind of like once the fists start flying, it's just like it's go time. And then I remember,
but you still have your plan. You still have your I'd say once you get hit in the face, all shit changes. Do you start trying to figure them out a different way?
Still got the plan because it's like a reading thing. It's like I'm reading him. I'm reading his body language. I'm looking at his shoulders move and the punches that he wants to throw. And every fighter kind of gets into a cadence or rhythm where it's gonna be jab, 1-2, or you find that counter punch. His counter punch was gonna be the right hook, especially when he turned southpaw. His counter punch was the right hook just about every time. There was only a couple times where he stepped back and threw a jab off of my lead punch. So yeah, that's kind of how it is for me. It's kind of like it's like reading the book.
All right, one question I wanted to know with him, because I've been following Bud for a long time. He doesn't sound like he's a devastating puncher, like one punch knockout, but it seems like by round 8, people are starting to fold. Does it hurt?
His punches were like shocking. It was like I could not ignore the fact that I knew I got hit. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like nothing was like hurting me or devastating or anything like that, but it was like boom, boom. And they were bigger booms than I've ever basically ever experienced before.
Hardest puncher you faced?
I would say he's got to be the hardest. It's more of a sting than it is a hurt, but the sting has like that effect that it'll be like you know that you just got hit, and for me it's like make the adjustment and don't get hit with that again. And later on in the fight is where I continued to take those shots, which is why my dad was like, all right, that's it.
I'm allergic.
Put your damn hands up, Shawn. That's why I kept yelling at you.
My dad said that too.
How much of it is it you don't see his shots coming? Because they say that's the ones that hurt you. But
I saw the 1-2s coming.
Okay.
They just
were fast.
They seem like they're just so sharp.
They were fast and sharp.
Well, on paper, it seems, outside looking in, it seems like Earl Spence hits harder. From 5 people he's fought, it seems like he hit harder. And you said Bud seems like the hardest hitter. Is it he's a sharper hitter? Or a thudding? Is it a thud?
A little more explosive.
You know what? I don't know. I know that
you was in there with him.
The punches that I took from Errol, like none of them like really phased me. None.
Wow.
Except, can I say except for B1? Relax.
Okay.
Let me tell the whole story.
Okay. All right.
Dang, except for the one that landed as I was throwing my punch. That one was like the snapping of a finger. It's like you're gone and then you're right back.
Right,
you know what I mean? With Terrence, it wasn't. I never was gone until those knockdowns, but the other punches that hit me, they did have an effect on me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Many have said that one of the hardest punches was
boxing has to get those two guys in the ring. Boxing's got to get those two guys in the ring.
Right.
Because that's the only way. You know, you got Q&A from me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then you got Q&A from two guys that have never fought one another. You know what I mean?
Right.
So just like me and Terrence and I just did it, you got the experience. You don't know until the experience is there.
Well, yeah. Well, I hope it ain't a Pacquiao Mayweather shit when they about damn near 60 fighting and shit. You know what I'm saying?
They already should have fought.
Yeah.
So clock has been taken.
Here's an interesting question. Do you think fighters should override, how can I say it, the money to fight each other for the love of the sport? Don't let the money get in the way.
No.
At that level, where you're already a millionaire. Is it that
hell no.
worry about every nickel and dime to not fight?
You can't fight for any less than you fought for before, which was why when this fight was being made between me and Terrence, it was like I was hearing things about $1 million. Like, what are you talking about? I've been there, done that. You know what I mean? We went for it when we felt like the money was right. But it's the most I've ever fought for, and it's supposed to be. Every time you fight, especially at world championship level, it's supposed to be the most money you've ever fought for.
But I'm hearing the 60-40 split,
that's
all this ego shit. You know what I'm saying? So
the tough part for them is, you know what I mean? Like I just made it like really simple.
Right.
And hypothetically, both guys should get $5 million. I don't know if both guys have gotten $5 million or more. Just why I do know that Terrence got more than that for this fight. So obviously, so we'll bump the number up to 7. If both guys are getting $7 million, why are you arguing for $7 million?
Right,
you know?
right. For the love of the sport. I think y'all do, well, whatever, man. I think y'all deserve. We watch pay-per-view, we push you, we be your fan. We deserve to see that fight come together.
Yeah.
The problem is
for the people.
You know, the people that, you know, that do the business, do their job, they're gonna come to that fight, Spence and Bud, and they're gonna tell Bud, look, when he fought Shawn, Errol they did 350,000. Mm-hmm. They sold out Staples, which is a bigger arena, Mandalay Bay. You guys, because of the stuff Bud talked about when he was on here, the fact that you could only buy your pay-per-view on an app, which messed up the buy rate. Yeah. They did 190,000. So the problem, Pierre, comes with, and I'm a boxing fan, so I feel you, but covering it, I gotta understand these guys getting their money. Errol's people are gonna come to Bud and say, look, man, he doubled you up on the pay-per-view buys against the same opponent. So what you're worth, what the numbers say, the facts say is you got to get 35, maybe 40, and Errol got to get the bigger chunk because he fought in Cowboy Stadium against Mikey. He did over 300,000. I mean, this is the shit I don't even really like to talk about. I want to talk boxing, but the reality of the matter is if that fight's going to happen, Terrence probably got to take less money as of right now than Errol. Unfortunately, I'm with Shawn.
But you know
50-50, but...
Yeah, but Terrence Crawford, I mean, what's his name? What's that boy name we just said? Errol Spence. He fought in Dallas. That's his hometown. And Mikey is a Mexican, and a lot of Mexicans are there. So let's be real. Take Mikey out of the equation, would the numbers been the same? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, if what's name, I don't know who's in Omaha besides Bud Crawford. I don't know what kind of nationality it is, but if there's a lot of Indians there, he fought an Indian fighter, it'd be different numbers, you know?
This dude. What is wrong with this
dude?
Or
if he would have fought Warren Buffett, per se.
There you go. Warren Buffett, exactly.
Who knows that? Y'all says two random things. Y'all
know Warren Buffett?
I know where he was from.
Oh, yeah, he's from Omaha. Bud, that's Bud's Bud.
Yeah. Come on. You know that.
Business like that. I don't even like doing that.
Pierre, before we let you go, tell us what's going on with you.
Man, my podcast is banging. I just had T.I. on it. I can't get you on it, but T.I., he's out right now. Go to YouTube, go to Comic Pierre for your fan base. Let me spell it, COMIC. That's comic, for your fan base. And PIERRE. I gotta say.
Hey, y'all, roast him. He disrespecting y'all. Roast. We don't play that. Our fans don't play that. Okay?
Woo! So,
what's the name of the podcast?
Huh? It's called The Panic Room.
Panic Room.
And for anybody over there who's in West Palm Beach, Florida, tomorrow night, I'll be at the Improv tomorrow night. And tell me if you come. Tell me you heard me on my man Shawn Porter's podcast.
Yeah, take it for free.
So yeah.
All right, Pierre, we're gonna let you go, big dog.
All right, I appreciate it. Y'all enjoy yourselves.
Appreciate you.
Take it easy.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ed. Follow me on IG with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
All right. Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson A. Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.